So I used to be a bartender, right? Back in the good old days. When I was I used to work at this like kind of fancy like hotel bar, and we would get some character, but it was in Athens, Ohio, so it was like like the boonies out there.
All right,
so
yeah.
like fancy boonies, you know what I mean? if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
Fancy, right. So I was working one night, and this fella came in. And he was like, probably like 50, looks kind of like older 50s, but, he was bright and awake and, ordered a bunch of kicking mules, started hitting on me quite a bit. But, I like conversation. He was from San Francisco. I was like, oh, this is cool. What are you doing in fucking Athens, Ohio?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we started, he's a very, very nice guy. I find out he's number 4 architect for Apple.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is pretty cool. Can you hook me up with an iPhone? He's like, oh, yeah, totally I can. I'm like, well, we need to exchange numbers or something here. But anyways, he sticks around until close, and then he's like, hey, do you want to like hang out afterwards or whatever? I'm like, yes, and I'm not, I had to like make it clear, like abundantly clear as soon as we were hanging out. I was like, listen, I am not interested in you sexually. However, I think you're a cool person.
Yeah, I'm down to hang.
Yeah,
but-
down to hang. And you could tell he was a little disappointed, right? But but what happened is basically he's this guy who grew up in Athens, Ohio, but his parents were like teachers, very smart people, and he ended up, becoming like this, moving out to the city and becoming a big guy, right? But he came back to Athens. This is a long story, by the way. I hope you guys are strapped.
Wow, we're here
we
for
are,
it.
we are
Yeah.
buckled
Okay,
in
cool.
for the ride.
Yeah, and so then we get in his car. He rented like Mercedes Benz or something like that. It's crazy. And already he had, again, I was feeding him drinks all night, so he had like 3 or 4 drinks in him. And we get in the car, and I'm like, yeah, I'll show you my smoke spot. It's this place called The Wall. It's beautiful. And he's like, oh, I would love to. I love being back in my old town, exploring people. And on the way over there, he's like, yeah, we need to get alcohol too. And so he's speeding, 50 miles in a 25. We get pulled over, and fucking, we were like, he's like, oh, I deal with it, it's fine. I deal with it all the time. 50-year-old man, 19-year-old or 21-year-old kid in the car, Yeah, so then we get pulled over. The cop's like, all right, it's fine. I understand it's your hometown and everything. And then he was like, okay, thanks so much. Hey, do you know of any places that selling alcohol at this point in the night? He asked the cop that, and the cop was
Insane.
like, I was like, this man is absolutely back.
Insane.
This
Yeah.
is wild. And he's like, yeah, I think there's a place like the gas station Valero might be the only place open. And I was like, he gave him a place. So we go there, it's closed, but we like are walking by and we find one place that is open. It's not like liquor or anything, they're just selling like beers. And he's like, he goes in, he's like, what's the strongest thing you guys sell here? And he's like, probably these like hard seltzers, or we do have the Four Locos. And I was like, oh, you gotta have a Four Loko. He's like, what's a Four Loko?
Oh, shit.
you know?
Okay.
I was like,
my
you
God.
don't know. And so we're going over, and he's like, oh, what flavor should I get? Should I get this one? I'm like, well, those are only 12%, and they have the 14% ones, too. He's never had one, and he's also a 50-year-old man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude. First full logo at 50. I love it.
Yeah. I was like, this is going to be an insane night already, right? But he picks up 2 and starts, drinking one on the way over there. We go sit
The
up on
road soda.
Oh,
Yes.
my God.
Yep. We go up there. We're chilling. He's a really nice guy. We have a good conversation. It's like an outlook, a smoke spot, everything. He, at some point, I think they hit him, and he, like, lays down on the ground, on the dirt that we're, like, smoking up there. And he's like, all right, I think we got to head back soon, right? And so we go back, and we're driving back to the hotel. I have to drive back, because he is absolutely plastered.
After a full logo, it's like,
Yeah, he didn't know. He's like, man, these things are crazy. And so then we're in the parking lot, and he's like inviting me. He's like, listen, like, I want to fly you out to California. And I'm like, yes, I do want to go to California. Are there any stipulations that I have to know about
Yeah.
beforehand?
You're
I was
the
just
apple
like,
of his eye.
Yeah, seriously, it's crazy. And I was like, I was considering it. He's like, let's book a date, let's do it now. And I was like, John. But then at this point, it's like 3 a.m., I would say.
Right.
And we are in the parking lot of this hotel in Boonies, Athens, Ohio. And out front, we see 2 characters walking by. I'm like, and they're like, one of them's like skating, but they're like older skaters,
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, those 2 are sketchy as fuck. I don't know, that's like my opinion. And he just goes, zzz, hey! He just yelled, hey, come over here! I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
And they come over, they skate over, and it's 2 guys, and they are exactly who you thought they would be. You know what I mean? Just these like scraggly, like, what's going on, guys? How's it going? And they, like, one of them goes to the other side, and I am stuck. I have to make conversation with this guy. I mean, he came to my side of the window.
Oh my god.
Your buddy invited him over.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this is what we're getting into. So I accepted it. I was like, just trying to make casual conversation. I'm like, yeah, I don't know this. This is a dope car, right? Like, this is pretty cool. And then what happens is we were talking for maybe 5 minutes, and then like Tom looks at me and he's like, hey, yeah, we're gonna go inside in the hotel room. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, we're gonna go in here. You can take the keys. It's fine. Like, I'll let you handle the car.
to
and
his
everything."
rental.
To his rental car.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I'm still with the other guy, and the other guy's friend is leaving him.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yo, man, can you give me a ride back to my place? And I'm just like, this is insane.
So he goes up with the other guy.
So they leave.
And you gotta drive
They
this.
leave.
Oh my
And I'm like, yeah, I guess I could give you a ride home. And I'm like, all right, I'm a big music guy. I was like, listen, we could just bump music on the way back. I was like, yeah, what type of music do you listen to? And he's just like, oh, I like rap. I actually do rap. And I was like,
Okay.
yo, what? He's like, do you mind if I go ahead? I'm like, fucking, all right.
Sure.
Top off the night with a freestyle for 8 minutes all the way back to his place.
Oh my god.
Drop him off. Best night of my entire life. Wake up the next morning. I had given the rental car back, but he gave it to that dude and lost. He called me. He was like, yo, should I call the police? If I do that, I'm going to get in trouble. But eventually they got it back. And
Wait,
then,
so you brought it back and he gave it to the other dude?
yeah, the dude that he was in the hotel with.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Insane. Like a rental. Like-
Absolutely bad shit. It was a rental.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely
insane.
bad shit. Crazy. And to finish off the story, I did end up going to California.
Yo!
Two months later. Best time of my life. It was so good. Never got the iPhone, but I got flown out for free. We had nice steak dinners. It was beautiful. We went to Malibu. Malibu Beach.
Dude.
Got some margaritas. It was a good time. It
Yo.
was a very good time. He's a very nice man.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
We're hog wild.